Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians Cast, episode 610. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212. I'm with Chris L. What's up, Chris?
Joe's gonna kill you.
What's up, Steampunk Star Raisin?
Hey, at VampireStreet.com. Hanging in there.
What's up, David?
What up, guys?
Okay, this is a long time in coming. Been dying to get this out. Okay, and just like Chris Pratt apologized for the future remarks that may get him in trouble, sort of like Chris Evans and Brett Ratner about Black Widow and getting him in trouble with Age of Ultron, he apologized for something that may offend people. I'm going to apologize for this cast right now because I'm going to let you know that I'm going to be a dick on this cast, and with good reason, okay? As you know, I fully believe that everybody has an opinion about Doctor Who. Whether you like an episode or you don't like an episode, whether you think it's a perfect 10 or a perfect 0, okay? Don't be hating, right? Don't be hating, okay? But for some reason, in this Whovian community, they be hate. So, for some reason, I have the face that people like to throw rocks at. A lot of people love me, a lot of people hate me, but they love me too. It's kind of weird. So, they love to pick on the Matrix Lord. So, this is going to be my moment, okay? If you recall, people had a problem with my opinion of Peter Capaldi's Doctor because I said I had a problem with the writing, the way he was written for Series 8, okay? I had a problem with certain episodes, okay? Now, oh my God, the hate videos came everywhere, and they said, hey, what's up, Scott? Okay, the hate videos came everywhere saying, Matrix Lord 212, his opinion is wrong. He can't say that. If he doesn't like the way Peter Capaldi's written or that, he shouldn't be watching Doctor Who. Ooh, we had all these organizations that were saying that I'm not allowed to not like an episode or not like the writing, right? I said the way they wrote Peter Capaldi, they made him too much like a dick, too much dark, and everything, right? I did say that, right? Yeah. I am not a phony. I don't give everything a perfect 10. If I don't like something, I don't like it. I don't care what the vast majority is, if they like it or not. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That's it. So, guess what? I want to see every single podcast from every single Whovians response to this, okay? Because we had a former companion on the set of Doctor Who for last Christmas, okay? Susan Foreman, the Doctor's granddaughter, was in the TARDIS, okay? And Peter Capaldi asked her, what did you think of Series 8, of my performance? And she says, I didn't like the way you were written. You were like prickly, like a dick. I didn't like that. All of a sudden, and now here we go. Here we go, right? Are you going to say that the Doctor's granddaughter's opinion's wrong? Are you going to remember that that's the same opinion that I had?
All of a sudden, they're tight-lipped.
So I have to say to those evil Whovians, F you, because basically, I told you so. So now they're all going to be licking, and oh, she's right. Yes, I didn't see that before, but yes, he is. He was wrong.
I want to see it.
So guess what? There is a reason why Stephen Moffat is changing the writing style for Peter Capaldi. There's a reason why he's not totally dark. There's a reason why he's not going to be a dick. Because the Doctor's granddaughter said he was too much of a dick. So basically, they got worried. Peter Capaldi's like, oh my God, I can't have this. So he says, please, if it changes, would you come back? She's like, absolutely. I would love to be on here. So guess what? Moffat's going to change it. Susan Foreman's going to come on. That's what's going to happen.
Damn.
That's what's going to happen, baby. And if you don't think it's not going to happen, think again, because I'm calling that, okay? I'm calling that.
And I think
hopefully
they'll bring in Steve Jobs as Cyberman.
He's
You
already
will upgrade to the iPhone.
How many podcasts came out and said that, Chris L?
I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was a problem.
There was a lot of people that said, "Oh, if you don't like Doctor Who Matrix, well, don't watch it. All I hear is complain. You don't like Peter Capaldi? Shut up."
I didn't
Mellow
like
Yellow.
the center of the TARDIS, and that wasn't a
I
Moffat.
started
That wasn't a. That wasn't a Capaldi episode. It's just that I felt that they should have done more of a Dreamlord episode for that one instead of that big button BS they pulled at the end. But this is how I hope they bring back Susan.
Well, the one episode I really hate from season 8 is the dragon one. But go ahead.
And River Song, and then the two of them meet meet Susan, and then we bring in the Doctor.
Mm-hmm. Now, David, you were saying something before. Steampunk, I'll get to you in a minute.
I started with Tennant, and like I said before on the Real Whovians cast, I love the delicate balance between humor and dark that they did. With Series 8, I felt that it was out of sync. It was way too much in that dark territory. I mean, with Deep Breath, yeah, Capaldi did, in the first couple of episodes, Capaldi had some really funny lines, but for the most part, it was just, I don't want to say it wasn't unpleasant, but it was noticeable. Like, I wasn't fully invested with what I was watching because of the performance. And you understand what I'm saying when you're watching something and you see something that brings you out of that illusion that the world you're watching is real. That was it. I mean...
Yeah, you're hoping that he was just being dark for that episode or dark for what was going on instead of being written darkly.
Well, how dark was it would kill the moon? That he's like, I don't care. I don't live there. That's not my planet. Since when? Since when would the Doctor ever say that to a companion and just leave him in the dust?
Earth wasn't your Earth to Doctor. That wasn't your home either. The Earth wasn't your home, but that didn't stop you from going back in Pompeii and rescuing that family. It didn't stop you from going back on Mars to rescue the expedition crew from there. True, that didn't really work out in your favor.
That was one of the lowest moments in Doctor Who history. Killed the Moon when he said that stupid speech about and he said he was later on they had to clarify because when he saved her on the Orient Express he's like, yeah, I'm acting like a dick because there's a reason for it, like basically. But no, there's not a reason. Just don't act like it.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd rather have a Doctor that's willing to threaten what he could do than just say stuff like that. I mean, like, Matt Smith, you know, as much as I give him crap for his performance of being angry, like, when he makes when he makes a threat, he's like, look, he gives the air of, I will do this. I don't want to, but I will.
Right.
With Capaldi, he can just go, hey, I don't care about the consequences. I'll do it anyway.
Right. But it's kind of funny how, you know, William Hartnell was like, you know, some cases dark, whatever, and she's like, Peter Capaldi's too dark. That's the grand order, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
And not for nothing, but Moffat listens. Because he has to, at some point in time, he smacked himself, he's like, wow, look what I'm doing. And he does watch people's podcasts, because he's said it plenty of times before, at award shows and everything. He listens. So yeah, too damn dark, and too damn being a jerk. And being, you know,
while they're probably changing up Arrow, but that's a whole other story.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. This Whovian community will never give it to me. They'll never say that they were wrong for coming out against me like that. Ever.
Well, we have video proof that you said it, and we have video proof of them calling you out on it, and now here we are in the future. Again, video proof, you were right, and so if we look at this factually, you were right.
They can't go against Susan Foreman, for crying out loud.
And they don't want to.
Of course not. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't know. What do you say, Chris? Steampunk. I'm sorry. Steampunk.
Well, the last initial was an L anyway. But no.
No, Chris.
Steampunk. Yeah.
Anyway, no. There's another Chris in here.
Yeah, no, I understand, and that's
Chris
part of the reason why I don't go by Chris anymore. I go by Steampunk for a reason.
Right.
But anyway, yeah, I don't know. There were some quirky episodes, but I really hated that episode where like there were spiders on the moon and you turn into a dragon. That was just like really stupid. That was a really dumb episode. I don't know who wrote that episode, but it was beyond believable, and it was just
the Silurian episode of Third Doctor.
How dumb are we talking? Are we talking Love and Monsters dumb?
Well, you haven't seen it. It's where the moon is basically an egg that turns into a giant dragon. But then the egg gets replaced, so the moon's still there.
Yeah.
It made no freaking sense. It made no
Ladies and gentlemen, Doctor Who has jumped the shark.
It was just really stupid the way it was written. It was beyond believable. That was my least favorite episode from season 8. I didn't like it at all. I've seen most of season 8. Unfortunately, because I don't have access to regular TV. I haven't seen the first 2 episodes of season 8, but everything from episode 3 all the way up to the last episode before the Christmas special, I've seen.
All right, and before I have any more problems, they did announce that Carol Ann Ford is going to be returning to Doctor Who. I'm calling it and saying that's probably going to happen because she made a statement she would love to, and I think that's the right thing to do. Because if you notice, when Peter Capaldi was in character, in Experience, he mentioned in character his favorite companion was his granddaughter, and that he felt regretted that he didn't get to see her. So,
and they need to start doing that a lot more, whether by cameo or something. I don't care if it's a companion. I don't care if it's an old villain or alien, maybe like in a crowd scene. But they need to start bringing more and more of the originals back.
Yes.
I don't want them to like every episode. Boom, there's one. Just randomly. Like I said, like in a crowd shot or so. Because Star Trek, yeah, they brought back a handful of the originals when Next Generation On came, but they didn't just overload it.
Right.
But
and this Doctor doesn't have to be the Doctor like all the Doctors to look forward. Yeah. He can look back.
Wasn't that the whole point about giving him Capaldi's face to begin with, about looking back on the past?
Yeah.
Have they given, I don't know, because again, I only watched a few episodes of Series 8. Have they even explained why he has that face to begin with?
They're going to.
Okay. I kept hearing before Series 8 premiered that we were going to hear about it in Series 8, but we never got to it.
You're going to hear it in Series 9. Steampunk, I'm going to mute you a little bit because the music is getting loud and interfering with the podcast, okay? Just for a few. All right, so yeah, everybody wants Carol Ann Ford. Who doesn't want Carol Ann Ford back as Susan? And anybody who says they don't, they're ridiculous.
I would love to see Susan back.
Yeah.
They did they brought her back for the 20th, so.
Why not? I'm all for it. So, again, I apologize. I had to give my little dig there back because I don't really do that often, but I just had to show what's right is right. Also, it is kind of related. I was in a magazine article in Jersey, High Rise Expressions. They did an article about my books. Now, I'm not talking about my books on the air for Doctor Who, but they did mention Matrix Lord 212 YouTube channel on here and the shows that we do.
Celebrity, just a celebrity.
No, I was in a couple of... Not yet, but when you see my billboard all over the place one day, and they're going to the movie theater, like I could just picture some of the Whovians in the community going to the movies. They see my face in the movie theater, like shit.
I thought we escaped.
Why won't he go away? Damn it!
And then you gotta look down from the screen. You're just gonna be like, like the master. You're gonna be the master. Just put the mustache on.
Yeah, I'm gonna show this on the Everything Show mostly because it's not really totally Doctor Who related to the Matrix.
I have another tidbit that I want for Series 9. give Capaldi his own sonic screwdriver. I hate that we're having this trend now where with a sonic screwdriver shared like every 2 doctors. 9 and 10 had the same one. 11 and 12 are having the same one. Give Capaldi his own sonic screwdriver and make it his own. You know, because we want this doctor to have this doctor is a completely new person, and we want people to forget, if they want people to forget 11 and focus on this new guy, you know, having 11 screwdriver doesn't really help you there.
Yeah.
Because originally always changed up either the console room or the opening. So yeah, give him we should start a petition. Give Capaldi a new Sonic. Give Capaldi a new Sonic.
That's right. Should. Also, yeah.
Go ahead.
Originally, I don't know if you guys remember when I said this about a month ago, we were going to do for the first time ever our first live streamed Real Whovians cast as part of Doctor Who Day at JHU Comics, where I was going to be interviewing the comic book team of Doctor Who as well as some celebrity guests. That was supposed to happen the last week of May. Now, this is the last week of May. And I'm sick also, which my voice is in and out. So it just so happens I don't think that's going to happen this weekend. If it is, I'm going to do my best with the horrible voice. But we're going to have to stand by to see if it happens either tomorrow or Sunday. If it is, I'm not passing off an opportunity like that, and I thank JHU for that. So,
I hope it's Sunday because I'm off Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, so it would be nice if I do, because I have to find out what's going on here. But again, if it's not, it would be better for me because I will be well rested in June, and I have a voice. Who knows what my voice is going to be like tomorrow? So, all right. Yeah, that'd be embarrassing, and you having celebrities and trying to, some actors from the show and try to interview them on air. For the Real Whovians cast. Steampunk. He's frozen. Chris L.
Yo.
All right. So,
yeah, I unmuted. What is it?
Okay, we have other articles that I didn't get to that I want to talk about. Let's see here. Did you guys hear the story that Stephen Moffat felt haunted by guilt over reversing the outcome of the Time War?
Yeah, and I totally disagree with him.
You totally disagree with him?
I disagree with him feeling guilty about it.
Right.
Like, I think he should just keep it the way it was. I thought the way he did it was really brilliant.
Well, if he screws it up again, it's going to be totally confusing. So I don't think he's going to change.
If he tries to re-reverse it, that's just stupid. That's just like, at this point, why even bother?
Just leave it alone.
Reverse stuff.
Just leave it alone. I mean, originally when I saw that, I was pissed, but I'm accepting because the Doctor would do that. So just let it go.
Going back to what we were talking about before. I mean, I don't really want him to change Capaldi either, to tell you the truth.
Right.
I disagree with Susan. I'm going to be that guy and say it. I disagree with her. I don't think. I think that obviously everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I liked Capaldi the way he was in Series 8. I enjoyed that Doctor. One of my favorite moments of all of Doctor Who that I've seen was in Deep Breath when he's sitting at the table and he goes, "I have a horrible feeling I'm going to have to kill you." Right. When I saw that, I was like, "I'm sold." This guy. Now I didn't like Kill the Moon for different reasons, and I think Steampunk, I agree with him. When I saw the moon hatch, I was just kind of like, that's a bit.
It contradicts like a lot of Doctor Who episodes in the past.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think that whole the idea that he made that speech where he was like, "I don't care," that really made him stand out to me. I was like, wow, I wasn't really expecting him to do that. That's not really something I would expect the Doctor to do. But I didn't see that as like a negative thing. I didn't see. I like that.
Yeah. But there were certain things I didn't like, the way he treated Clara and the way he was just a complete, like with the Earth thing and everything. And then he had to explain that he's lying because of that. And then how could you go from that to being like, Missy was like making it like, oh, you're like a puppy with Clara and you're like running off. Like, it's like there's certain things that they did to the character that it was not.
They were trying to rewrite.
Well, Claire is also sometimes a jerk back towards him, so it's mutual. I mean, there's that one episode where she like destroyed all, or she thought she had destroyed all the TARDIS keys.
That's another one. That's another one of my favorite moments too. When he's in, when they get back there and he's he screams at her like, "You let me down." I love that scene. I don't want them to make him like. I don't want them to like start reverting back to Matt Smith just as Peter Capaldi, because I'm gonna be like,
no, they're not gonna do that. But
well, I think it's a beautiful
to hell. And then she's like, oh.
We want dark.
Well, I think it's a beautiful moment. It shows the true friendship with the Doctor and Claire. I just want to say about that one scene where he says, "You let me down. You betrayed me, but you're still."
No, we said go to hell. No, we didn't say that. He said go to hell. And then you're like, what? And then it's like, no, we're going to hell. Like that was a cool line.
Yeah, but I mean, but he said you betrayed me, but you're still my friend, so I forgive you, or something like that. And
I just find Peter Capaldi more intimidating, because when Matt Smith used to get angry, like I would see those scenes and I'd be like, okay. But
yeah, even the song made fun of him when he started.
With Capaldi, when he says he's gonna do something, I'm like, well, this guy let the moon destroy itself, and he kind of almost told Clara to go to hell. So I think he's gonna probably flip the switch and just destroy everybody.
Well, it's not like David Tennant. When David Tennant gets pissed off, you get trapped behind a mirror or something. You get thrown to an asteroid or something like that. That's like, and don't piss off the Tennant.
And every time the Doctor regenerates, his personality always changes anyway. Mm-hmm. That's always been a given. So it's only a matter of time before his personality would change to be a dick. So it's a.
Well, when you're trapped on Trenzalore for 1,000 years and you can't travel in the TARDIS, of course you're going to be that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's kind of a grumpy old man. He's a grumpy old man, but it's an interesting dilemma. Matt Smith was kind of, he was like the awkward nerd, and David Tennant was like the cool nerd. He was like the cool nerd.
Of the other versions.
My favorite moment with Capaldi was definitely, I don't know if a lot of people agree with me, but it was in Into the Dalek, when the Dalek was actually looking was staring basically into the Doctor's soul, and he saw that. And
I love that.
That was amazing.
He's like, what?
One of my friends was next to me during Into the Dalek, and this is what she was doing the entire episode. Dalek companion. Dalek companion. Dalek companion. You want a Dalek companion?
In my opinion, that was one of the only good things about Into the Dalek.
Yeah, and I mean, I think a lot. Now, I was one of the people when we heard those lines, like, I see into your soul, Doctor. A lot of people thought that was Davros, and I thought it was Davros. Because I want him to come back. I want Davros to come back, and I think he will come back eventually. But hearing, what was it? What did they call him? Rusty, was it? Is that the nickname? What?
Yeah, Rusty.
Yeah. When he's saying all those things, when he's looking into the Doctor, and you have that shot like held on Capaldi's face, I mean, for a brief instant, looking into Capaldi's eyes, you can see what he's seeing, what this Dalek is seeing. He
was afraid for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because immediately he thought, Valyard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap. I'm going to become the Valyard. Mm-hmm. Because you don't really know what the hell the Valyard was.
Yeah.
And I don't believe anything the Master says, so he could have been actually the Doctor and not just whatever.
Yeah.
So he's like, Valyard. That's why when they had the God complex, I thought he saw himself regenerate into the Valyard, and then the TARDIS went nuts. Then he's like, oh, right.
That's what he saw. That's what he saw. I'm telling you. There was no way he was looking at the crack in the wall. I'm sorry. They changed that.
All of a sudden there's a crack. I think when he peeked into the room, and if he saw the Valyard, him regenerating into Valyard, he just chose not to look at it. He's like, oh, look at that, a crack in the wall.
The moment the Grid Intelligence said the Valyard, then he was probably thinking, oh, it wasn't rewritten. Crap! It's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. Damn it!
I really hope that they eventually do. I really hope that they eventually do a female Doctor, because they've had 50 years of Doctor Who and no female Doctor. I think it's time.
I've made
They can have another 50 years without female doctor.
I'm telling you right now.
I think introducing a female master, I think that's them like dipping their toe in the water and testing to see whether or not like they're gauging the audience's reaction. And you know, the reveal of Missy as the master was probably the best reveal of of the past couple of years. And I don't think I'm alone in saying that, because out of all, like, everyone was saying when who's Missy, and then the master comes up, a lot of people are like, nah, they would never do that. Yeah. And then we see it, we're like, oh my god. So,
well, I think we called it on the Real Whovians cast when we were looking at filming of that. I think we said it was the master. I got to go back, look at that.
Because if I remember right, they were planning on having a female master or a female Time Lord enemy back during at least the third Doctor era, and then they decided to go with Delgado, if I remember right.
Mm.
I'm telling you right now, I have this funny feeling that if the Doctor sometime soon does regenerate into a female, I honestly think that there's going to be something weird with the regeneration, and the Valyard's going to be born as well.
Yeah, so I always see that, the regeneration energy splits. So
that the fans who want a female Doctor get that, and the fans who want to see the Valyard and still technically have a male Doctor get that. And if they do that, he needs to be the main villain for like 2 or 3 seasons.
Right.
What they could do is, this is what I thought, what they could do is do an episode where you think the Doctor's regenerated into a female, but then turn it around to where it's actually, let's say, the Ronnie. That way, they can test the water, see if they want them, to see if it's acceptance, and then have the Valyard, of course, being sneaked in, Easter egged in here and there.
Well, I think they were testing it out with Clara, too.
You're saying regeneration into a woman, and then all of a sudden, you think that's the incarnation, and something happens, it's like, oh, and then the Valyard comes out?
Well, there was one episode where Clara impersonated the Doctor.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
It kind of gave you an interesting glimpse of what it would be like to have a female Doctor. I thought it was cool.
It was just a second. That's from my side.
What? Okay. Hold on.
Well,
it's on my side. Sorry about that. Okay. You know, I'm listening to her Vaughn TV Live kick back in.
Like, looking at all the villains of Doctor Who, like, especially any that could have been Missy back when she was, you know, revealed, out of all of them, I thought she would be the Ronnie, because that sounded like the most probable option at the time. Really, a female master never crossed my mind. I wasn't going to rule it out when I heard the rumor, but the Ronnie seemed to be the best, like, the most logical option. And I really hope they do end up bringing the Ronnie back at some point.
I made the comment that it's funny if the Master and the Ronnie had somehow merged while trying to escape Gallifrey.
Right.
And that's what brought about Missy. And so you've got both their personalities pretty much trying to become the dominant version, and then at some point in time they're going to finally split. It's like either Missy's going to stay the Ronnie likeness. I mean, Ronnie's going to stay the Missy likeness, and the Master's going to have a total new image altogether.
Well, I still, for some reason, think that Missy will encounter Madame Kavarian, and it will turn out that Madame Kavarian's the Ronnie, because the anagram of Madame Kavarian is Mad Ronnie Makeover. So I would always believe that she just joined the church and something happened, she just went up to... She could be the Ronnie, you know.
And I hope if they do that, they explain how they blew up the TARDIS, because, please...
Or how they projected like an Avatar ganger outside the universe with that type of power. Maybe it's because of Omega. Maybe that would be nice to explain that.
Had him, and they keep hinting about him with all his little hieroglyphs and that.
Yeah.
Now I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was announced. Has there been like a main villain or monster like? How the Silence were the enemies in Series 6. Has there been a main monster or enemy announced for Series 9?
No, they are so tight with security this year that we can't see crap.
Season 9, it seems like, from everything we talked about earlier in this cast, it seems like the main reoccurring villain, is going to be missing in Season 9.
Yeah, but they're actually filming episode 10, I think, now. Or they're going to be filming episode... I think it's episode 10. And it's totally closed off. You can't see anything.
Oh.
So I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Probably... Maybe Missy brings back more Cybermen. Who knows?
I like the Cybermen, but I think we should be giving more opportunity to older villains. Like, are the Zygons coming back? I believe they are.
The Zygons are back in a two-parter with Osgood.
The Cybermen were an old villain, weren't they? Didn't they first appear in the
Well, no, I'm talking about... Look in New Who. Look how many times the Cybermen have been either shown or, like, a reference, like, in when Eccleston was the Doctor, we had that reference to the Cybermen. Then we had 10... who we've had numerous episodes with the Cybermen. We had Doomsday, we had the Age of Steel, and then you go to Matt Smith, where we had quite a few Cybermen episodes in that as well.
Well, next Doctor, you know.
Yeah, and why don't we take a break from the Dalek? You can have a Dalek episode, you can have a Cyberman episode, but why don't we take a step back from the popular villains and go back to some of the classic ones? Like, seriously. I mean,
Sea Devils.
Yes, Sea Devils are the ones who I really would love to see come
Ice
back.
Warriors.
I want the Ice Warriors to come back.
I have no idea what these are. Ice Warriors or Sea Devils. I guess it's in the... Because I haven't really seen any old Doctor Who. The oldest Doctor Who that I've actually watched from start to finish was the 1996 movie.
Well, Ice Warrior, you did see the Ice Warrior, what was it, Series 7
Yeah, but they're going to make them over, though.
Refresh my memory, I forgot.
Well, I hope they don't do it like they did with the Silurian, with Madame Vaster, to where he looks more humanish than the whole alien thing. Because to me, that's what made the Ice Warriors so great, because they had this whole, like, bulky and thin, but they kept
They have that when they reintroduced it.
This is the Sea Devil.
I don't remember that. Is that from the original series?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why I've never seen it.
These are the Sea Devils.
They had to put skirts on them because they said they liked them to be.
Here's my point of view on Doctor Who. They've got old Doctor Who episodes on Netflix now, and I tried watching one, but I never can finish an old Doctor Who episode because it just seems so cheesy. Like, it's so low-tech with the special effects, and I can't remember which episode it was, but, like, in the beginning of the episode, there's, like, some alien creature that's dying, and you're supposed to feel bad for him, but he looks like he's made out... He looks like he's made out of aluminum foil. And
well, that's the thing.
I laugh, and I can't
He was made out of aluminum foil.
I can't take it.
That's a joke.
Whether it's film or TV, a lot of the old stuff, especially old Doctor Who, is very much character-driven. You have the spectacle, the visual spectacle now, with what we can achieve with both practical and CGI and effects, and special effects. They didn't have that back then, so what it relied on back then was the strength of the actors' performances and the characters they were portraying. So...
Well, yeah, I'm just thinking, even with the technology back then, because Star Trek was pretty good for its time, and some of the episodes of classic Star Trek are kind of dated. They look silly because you're like, oh, that's not true or that's not practical by what we know today. But there's some episodes of classic Star Trek that were actually ahead of their time.
They said one time the acting
still held up with the test of time with some of the special effects. Now, I know that they have updated the special effects, but I mean... I don't know. Some of the episodes, like there's like 2 or 3 different episodes of the classic series I've tried to watch, and I get about 10 minutes in, and I usually get bored. They're very slow. I mean, they're a little more character driven. I don't know. I just don't.
That was during the time when they had cliffhangers, so they wanted to build up to the big boom.
I don't know. Maybe if I had the patience, or maybe I'll try again. But I just can't get into the classic series for some reason. I think the reason why was I didn't become interested in Doctor Who until 2005, and that was what was my first exposure to Doctor Who, was the 2005 series, and then I watched the 1996 movie later, And I was like, the 1996 movie is actually pretty good. But I remember some of the other people who used to be guests on here hate the 1996 movie because they said it wasn't true to the master. And I'm like, what? I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was true to the master. But anyway,
I've done a redux of that like twice, and each time I had it set in order to. To me, they should have held off on the Eye of Harmony plotline for One Ladder 3.
Yeah.
That's just me. Because to this day, I think they were doing the whole end of world thing because it was to year 2000, and we had all those movies coming out. But I always thought it would have been smooth if they had gone the way of maybe a Peace Corps security by unit and have got head of public relations, so you've got the introduction of Mike Gates again.
Yeah.
And like subtle little hints to where of the master is trying to transport the doctor to Area 51, which was supposed to actually be like a federal superior supermax, and then. Oh, geez. I've forgotten how the things I've done to that thing.
All right.
So, anybody that got played.
Yeah. So it is. There's more Doctor Who news, but I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back with the Everything show, and then maybe we'll do Whovians. All right, guys. There's a lot of stuff to talk about on the Everything show. So when we get to it. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye for now.